My favorite part of TeenView was definitely collaborating with everyone.
They would be pitching their ideas and we'd be sitting around the table and we'd all just kind of be bouncing ideas off of each other and brainstorming, and somebody would say, okay, but what if you do this? And then the other person would build off of that, and then we'd end up with this like completely new idea.
And you can see like what your inspiration in someone else's film, which is really cool. And also editing together and being with each other in the final process was also really fun.
In the end, I most enjoyed editing, just because that's once you get to start to see the picture come together and you get to really make it your own. Like, yeah, I get to change the color correction and just the audio, and kind of, it's very satisfying, rewarding process. Yeah.
Favorite part of TeenView was probably we watched a movie in the NCTV like office to like discuss like how like the camera stuff was like impacting the movie and stuff. And I think just all of us that night eating pizza and watching the movie and just having like very deep and thoughtful questions of the behind the scenes of the movie and how the director was able to accomplish what he did. That was probably my favorite day, and I learned a lot that day too.
Seeing my film on the screen felt great. It's always great. I mean, it's really cool to see this thing that you've worked on for like 8 or 9 months, almost a year, to finally see it done. You know, it's like you did this, you filmed it, you edited it, it's finished.
Seeing my film on the big screen was really scary at first because I was worried that it wouldn't look as cool compared to everyone else's because I'd seen them before, but it was really awesome finally seeing my finished product all on the screen.
It felt really good to see the movie in the big screen, and like it paid off. It was fun being here with all my friends and family, and being able to just have like this shared experience with people. That's what I love about movie theater so much, because it's not just you and the movie, it's you and a bunch of other people having like the same reactions and just having fun together and experience it together. And that was just, it paid off a lot, and it felt amazing.
I would recommend TeenView to everybody, and I think even if you don't want to go into film, getting the experience of having to work on something for so long and be committed and to make it happen is really good experience to put towards really anything into the future.
I think it's a really good experience. It's a good opportunity. It's an opportunity to be creative and collaborate with your friends, and just especially when you have a friend along with you, it's really, really fun. So
I would recommend the program. And it's just fun, you know, you make your movie.
Welcome to the closing day of the Nantucket Film Festival presented by Bank of America, and this is the TeenView Showcase. And I'd like to give a big, big thank you to our longtime partners in this program, in TeenView. There are collaborators in many ways, so it's a creative partnership, and very much so it is the NCTV program. So I want to just give a thank you to Lisa. And I would like to call to the stage our TeenView director, Mark Carapisa. Thank you so much.
So I would like to bring my TeenView students and TeenView junior students, if there are any out there, come on up, and let's introduce them and give them a big round of applause. Really, I mean, I've been thinking about this. Where's Ben? There he is. Come on up, buddy. I've been thinking about what to say and thinking about each of these individuals over the past week when I was getting ready for this moment. And I could go down the line here and give superlatives, multiple, to each of you. As you know, making a film can be easy sometimes, and it can be very difficult. And the films that they chose to make this year, you're gonna see some that took maybe an hour and a half, 2 minutes to film, another 3 hours to edit. You're gonna see other films that took the whole year filled with interviews and research. It is really an accomplishment what these kids have done. I say kids, I say these people. So real quick, I just want you to have a face to the movies that you're gonna see. This is Kevin. He filmed a movie called Two Blonde Boys. In the program, it's Dreamland Ghosts. I'm so sorry. And he is a senior. So congratulations, Kevin. We're excited. Next up, we have Anna. She did a very interesting movie about PFAS, which is a very close topic to not only us here on the island, but really everywhere, okay? And so much respect for the amount of work that Anna put in this year for this. Really appreciate it. Ollie. Ollie is a new student this year, and the film that she made was really specific and had a really cool vision, and she pulled it off. I can't wait for you all to see it. So congratulations, Ollie. Really well done. Diogo, I just want to say, Diogo came in, and the script that he gave me wasn't really in script form. It was just like 3 pages of paragraphs, right, with bar fights and drug lords. And I said, maybe not this year, maybe in some other time. And then he came back later on at the end of the year and pulled something together. So I'm really proud of that. And it's very entertaining. I'm sure you're going to love it. It is called Kidnapping Shakespeare. Sorry, Ollie's is Tunnel Vision. Okay, and next we have Misho. Misho's a returning student, unbelievable writer. All of his films that I've seen have really great insights for a young man. It's a really beautiful film, and it is called An Imperfect Soul. So you'll see that. Lucy is our youngest member in Teen View. She's a freshman. She has a movie called Gone. And wait till you see the twist plot at the end of this one. It is really, really cool. I can't wait for people to see it. Lucy, congratulations. And Ben, not only Teen View, but this year we also did Teen View Junior. We ran that through the Nantucket New School as an elective where the kids came in. And I guess the difference between Teen View and Teen View Junior is during the Teen View Junior program, I'm there for every stage of the process, making sure the script is written correctly, making sure that all the storyboards are done. And I'm kind of coaching them through every single process, where the Teen View kids, the older kids, we make sure the story is done, and then I coach them through the rest of the aspects when they need it, or if I see something going, veering off to the side a little bit too much. So Ben was part of the project that filmed Lollipop Cowboy. That will be the last film today. I think that's all we want to do right now. I just personally want to thank Mistel and the Nantucket Film Festival. I've been to film festivals all around the world, and I love that this film festival focuses on the writing and the storytelling. It fits right into this program, and I think this year and even in many years to come, there are lessons that these people will call back on and realize. So I'm really proud of you all and very thankful to be part of this program. Enjoy the show.
It had been a long day. I had a really long shift, and I was really tired. A movie had just gotten out of the main theater, and people were starting to leave the building. And that's when I saw them. I didn't think much of it when I found a hat laying on the ground, and I thought that it belonged to them. I see you. And so I brought it back to concessions, and I made a note of it. A few minutes after I finished cleaning, they came back inside. I had no idea where they went. There were no signs to show that they were on the bottom floor, and so I checked upstairs. I still couldn't find them. I checked the bathrooms, the kitchen, any door that I could grasp my hands on. and I never saw them again. But that wouldn't last very long. The first one was tall and very theatrical, but seemed to be afraid of me whenever I was nearby. I would chase them across the building, and they did whatever possible for me to not catch them. They would disappear when I turned the corner. They would do anything to get away from me. I couldn't find their hiding spots. I didn't know where they could be hiding. With each passing shift and day, they slowly made my head turn. I'd even run into random rooms to catch them off guard. They would disappear just as fast as they'd show up. I even gave him a name, Jerry. He wouldn't turn out to be my biggest problem, though. The second one was short, fast, and very angry, doing anything they can to inflict harm. I'd end up curling in a ball, crying for my life. I could have sworn he went this way. I gave him a name too, Spike. The two of them would forever roam the rooms aimlessly, constantly looking for another opportunity to get me. Jerry and Spike would become my internal hell. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize. I didn't even realize I was trapped. What did they want from me? It's like they want me dead. What do they want with me?
Let me out! Let me out!
Have you or a loved one been exposed to firefighting foam as a military or civilian firefighter? Or have you lived or worked at a military base and drank the water contaminated with PFAS in the foam and have been diagnosed with kidney, testicular, pancreatic, or another form of cancer? Your illness may be the result of exposure to PFAS.
Millions of Americans' drinking water is laced with forever chemicals.
Well, an investigation underway right now into chemicals found in a local water supply.
PFAS have been found in firefighting foams, cosmetics, non-stick cookware, and food packaging.
Used in clothing and furniture and cookware, a lot of products. And you find them in your kitchen, in your bathroom, even on your pants. High levels of them are linked to health problems, including cancer.
PFAS would be detectable in the blood of 98% of the U.S. population.
And the initial research is suggesting that some of these chemicals are toxic.
Some studies have linked the chemicals to elevated cholesterol, increased cancer risk, thyroid and fertility problems, and low infant birth weight.
PFAS was the reason that their loved ones developed cancer.
Uncertainty is the crux of what's going on with PFAS right now, because a lot of people have questions that scientists just don't have answers for yet.
I think it probably was 3 years ago when all of a sudden people were recognized that the firefighting foam was a problem. My name's Tim Lepre. I'm a general surgeon on Nantucket. I've lived here for 40 years. The exposure is real. The exposure is there. We just don't know the full impact. And maybe we're opening Pandora's box, but we're going to find out what all these problems are coming from and how many of them relate to the use of these chemicals.
Who did that clapping?
I'm Mary Lepre. I grew up on Nantucket and I moved back almost 5 years ago with my husband and my son Henry. We moved into this house in July of 2019, and just the three of us, and now there's 5 of us. But we found out in April of 2020 that there was PFAS in our water, and Aisha called me and said, "Don't drink your water."
We first heard about the PFAS when we received a letter from Megan Perry, who is on Tipping Point. And Allison and I had no clue about it at all until we read this. And then we promptly went to the airport commission and said, "Can you tell me what's going on with PFAS?" Because we were just learning about it. So we've been living here since '85. They started using PFAS in 1989. And they used it for all those years until 2018. And so we realized we've been consuming this substance along with everyone around the airport for almost 30 years. All airports were using it and they were dumping it here. We never thought much about it. In fact, Allison said it looked like they were having snowball fights when they would dump all this foam.
Yay! Back in the summer of 2020, we had heard from a number of different friends about PFAS, and it was kind of a growing issue. Backing up, we had bought this house in 2019 and moved in June of 2019. So a year after that, we started hearing some rumblings about PFAS, connected to the airport.
These chemicals started off, they were measuring them in parts per billion, then parts per trillion. And right now, the acceptable levels that the government is heading to are parts per quadrillion.
So my name is Noah Carberg. I'm currently the airport manager. I've been the airport manager since the 1st of January of this month. Prior to that, for 5 years, I was the assistant airport manager. And before that, for the preceding 5 years, I was the environmental coordinator for the airport. We had an initial group of homes that we tested, and that was based off of the LSP's recommendation. Sampling after that is based off of the requirements of the Massachusetts Contingency Plan. I'm going to do my best to represent them. I might be off a little bit. I believe the plan called for if you had a hit at 20 parts per trillion or above, you would extend sampling to the next group of homes that were within, I think, 300 feet of that well, and it's called step-out sampling. So based on the results, sampling would step out.
So soon after, we had tested and we got the results of that, and we realized that we had come in over the limit.
And our number was 36.5 the first time they tested us, and it got as high as over 40.
So we came in at 23 parts per trillion. 20 is the cutoff for what they consider not safe anymore through the state.
It's super frustrating because all of the sort of powers that be at the airport and with the town and Weston Solutions kept saying, like, it's like 20 drops in a Olympic-sized pool. But like, it doesn't matter how many drops it is if it's contaminating your water that you drink, that you use to brush your teeth, that you give your kids.
It's our dog here. You know, we recently found out she has heart disease, but in the last, really ever since we moved in, she's had a rash of tumors kind of all over her body. We've had a couple removed in the past. We've had some that are drained, but she's got numerous tumors on her body, and her health really started declining. It could be age as well. You know, I don't think there's a lot of research on what PFAS does to animals, but you know, she was pretty healthy in the last couple of years, drinking the water every day.
This is Reese. This is our dog, Lover, little black lab, and she's been drinking PFAS for the past 3 years, right?
Well,
before we switched into tap water.
Yeah, so she was probably like a year and a half before we switched to tap water.
Mm-hmm. And so I can find it. There's a tumor right here I can feel on her.
And one down here as well.
One right there.
Looking into what PFAS, what medical causal problems can come about from PFAS, and one of them is prostate cancer, another is thyroid issues, testicular issues, things like that. And guess what? I have a prostate cancer. My neighbor, my brother, has prostate cancer. My neighbor on the other side, prostate cancer. He has 4 dogs die of cancer. My wife has thyroid issues. All of these are directly related to potential causal effects from PFAS. So with that being the case, this was not an insignificant piece of news that I learned about. It became very personal.
Like how the farmers, they spray pesticides and then end up in the waterways, or like landfills, and how it eventually, it's kind of like the same thing, right? How it infiltrates into the ground, displays into our wells, and we end up getting the consequences of something that wasn't really. It's not our fault, really. How do we stop this? I don't feel like I should have to look into this stuff, right? But here I am.
PFAS is short. PFAS is short for perfluoroalkyl and perfluoroalkylum. I don't know how you pronounce that second one.
Perfluoral and polyfluoroalkyl substances.
Polyfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl. Polyfluoral and perfluoral.
You know what?
Polyfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl substances. Okay. Polyfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl I can't even pronounce the damn things.
Lucy, wake up! It's time for school!
Can't you see I'm up? Stop nagging me.
Well, whatever. I still don't forgive you.
Forgive me for what?
You promised you would play Roblox with me and you didn't. You broke your promise.
I didn't promise you that.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Bitch!
Juliet, get out now.
Well, enough about your sister and academics. How's everything else going? Are you making any friends or?
Not yet. No.
Well, this is something that we should come back to. I feel as though I've already kept you here longer than I thought I would. So just make sure you give this to Mr. Bell as soon as you walk in the door. Okay? All right, Lucy. I'll see you again next week.
Get out of my way.
You're really gonna take that from him? It's fine, I'm used to it. You shouldn't let people treat you that way. No, come on, I'm used to it, it's fine.
Dude, you're a weirdo.
I think they're talking about me. It's fine. It's fine. Just keep quiet.
Okay, Anna, we're going to take it from the top. Ahab is after Moby Dick, the white whale, his white whale, because he leaves in the wet. It's replaced by a peg leg. The peg leg is constantly wearing down throughout the novel. What does his peg leg actually represent? Lucy, Moby Dick, right here. This is where your focus should be.
Come on, just hold on
Wait,
1 second.
whoa.
No,
What did Anna
yeah.
just say? What did Anna just say about what does Ahab's peg leg represent?
The whale.
The whale.
Yeah, just, come on, just one second. Okay,
Lucy, you have to see me after class. This is the last time.
I know we have nothing.
We have nothing.
I know,
movie.
but I got this. I'll write something up tonight. We'll record it. I'll edit it.
Bro, you're not Shakespeare. You're not like that.
I know. But
what? Who is that?
Okay. What do you mean? Who is that? You told me I'm not Shakespeare, so I got Shakespeare.
That is. What do you mean?
Just hold this. Wait, I'll get.
What the hell is this?
No, just wait.
This is like what? What are you doing to him? Where did you get this man?
Nope, it's okay. It's okay.
Dude,
It's okay.
You dressed him up too? Is he a rich guy?
No, it's okay.
What are you doing?
Get
Why are you commanding him like that?
I have to use my dad's work cords to sign up.
Oh, so he's part of this too, huh?
It's Shakespeare. You said I'm not Shakespeare, so I went back in time and I got him.
To be or not to be, that flesh is heir to consummation, devoutly to be wished, to sleep. With fardels bare, to grunt and sweat under weary light. Aye, there's the rub. There's the respect. The insolence of office. Passionate merit of unworthy takes. The fair Ophelia, nymph in thy horizons. All my sins remember. Thus does conscience make cowards of us all. To be. That is a question.
All right, Shakespeare, that was a great performance. That's all we really needed you for. Thank you so much. Here's the money that we promised you. Let's get you back to the late 1500s or something like that. I don't remember.
Oh, no.
No?
We're not going back. No.
You're not going back.
No, this right here is so cool. Look, you got.
That's
like
my watch. That's my Apple Watch.
This is a watch.
Yeah, because you see that's the time.
It glows and it spins. It's like magic. If we don't bring him back, the world is gonna collapse or whatever. Some intergalactic space universe police is gonna come and probably try to kill us or something.
I just had a conversation with my friend over there.
That was loud.
It was loud? You could hear it? That's why this hurts so much. I really enjoyed working with you today. And it's truly been an honor because you really shaped modern English.
Thou art truly an admirable man. Now, if there is one thing I do understand in this world, it's that sometimes one's time truly does not come until another time.
Did you check all the Shakespeare stuff?
Yeah, Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, it's all there.
It's all there, it's the same.
Seems the same, yeah.
Okay, I mean, we got a movie.
We do!
I told you I could do it.
Yeah, you're right, dude. And we saved the time.
And we saved the time, yeah, whatever. I discovered time travel too, so that's pretty cool.
This is Mark Twain reporting to Dr. Seuss. The Shakespeare incident has been cleared. I'm gonna clean up collateral in Universe 1218.
No point in another injury now.
You look great. Bleeding out on the floor and still keeps up the angsty kid brother act. Nice to see you never changed, Hart.
You're not real.
And you can't grow a beard.
I'm hallucinating. This isn't real. You're not real.
What does it matter if I am? You're really not in a position to be complaining whether something's real or fake. Listen, I'm here. That's all that matters.
I watched you die. Why do you have to remind me?
You're the one who's seeing me.
I failed you, and I lost you. I just stood there. I was never like you.
You were so much more.
Then why am I here? Why can't I stand up and fight? Why did I fail to protect you?
It's not your fault, Hart. What good is blaming yourself?
What good is it to be here when I could be helping them out there? What good is it to bleed out here in this dirty cell when your brother was a martyr captain for your squad?
I saw Dad. When I was in your place. I thought I was going crazy, but there he was, standing over me, a shadow lifting me up. And in those moments, I knew it was over. But he told me I had done well. He assured me that I did enough.
Glad I didn't get him. Sounds like a drag.
I wasn't perfect, Hart, and you don't have to be either. It doesn't matter where you end up, Hart. It's not about winning or losing. It's not about glory. It's what you carry with you. You fought for me. You fought for everyone. And you always carried everyone else's burdens when you could hardly carry your own. That's what matters. You did well, Hart. I'm proud of you.
Yes? May I help you? Oh my lord! Someone stop him! Please help me! Oh my god!
Where do you think you're going, Buster? Ugh. Dang it, I missed.
Get him, please! Anyone?
Ma'am, I'd like to ask a few questions about the incident, if that's okay. Use this to wipe your tears. Ma'am, did he even wipe it off?
No.
Noted. Thank you. They lit my hair on fire, that's what I was afraid of. It's Billy, the lollipop stealing from Baby's cowboy. I think I know how I can stop him, but I'll need y'all's help. Are you in?
Hell yeah!
Hello? How may I help you?
Freeze, Billy the lollipop stealing from Baby's cowboy! With your hands up!
Looks like we got you licked. Ugh, my hip.
Who's the sucker now? Your babies can now eat lollipops in peace.
My hero. Is it true?
Is what true?
That he didn't wipe it off before eating it?
I'm afraid it is true.
So gross.
Now I have to get back to saving my town.
people. This is Tomas. He was an actor in Two Blonde Boys. We have Evan, played multiple parts in various films. And then we have Dylan, who is also multiple parts in many films. So it really takes a lot of people to put these films together. We're going to open up to questions, unless you want to start with some questions at the end?
Yeah, I was just really curious, for our writer-directors, congratulations. I'd love to know what first inspired you to become filmmakers.
Me and my friends have been making videos just like for fun for years, and my graphic design and photo teacher Meryl Mason, she was the one who told me about this program and kind of was like, you should do this. And I mean, I'm glad I listened to her. She's not here right now, but yeah.
Kind of the same thing, making films with like our phones and stuff for like years. And he told me about the program, and it's really fun to like use like real cameras too, and like know how to work editing softwares and stuff. It's really cool.
I just really like writing and making stories, and I actually want to go to film school. Oh, I am. I'm going to film school. I don't know why I said it. I'm in August, so yeah, cool. I mostly like writing dialogue, so ironically, of course, my film didn't have any, so, but yeah.
So I did TeamView freshman year, and then I did it sophomore year, and then I did it this year, and I'm planning on doing it next year. But freshman year I started because it was COVID and I didn't have anything to do. But I just kept doing it because I really like seeing them on the screen and seeing the finished product, and it feels really good.
So I had first heard about this program on my first semester of senior year. I was in a film study class taught by Miss Martineau, and she had introduced the program to the entire class. And so when I'd heard about the details of it, I was very, very excited for it, since also in my first semester, I was taking photo one with Meryl Mason, and that was a really fun time. And so I got to earn like a previous experience using like a camera, and that kind of familiarized myself with how films and certain photos were made. And so once when I heard that TeamView was also just kind of an extension to that, like in my own time, I figured out that that was something that I knew that I should give it a try. And yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed the things that I like to, creating this film, editing, meeting everyone in NCTV. It was great. And I'm glad to, be a part of the film festival.
Okay, so there's two reasons why I decided to make a film. One of the reasons were I like to watch a lot of movies with my dad, and as I'm watching the movies, I'm like, well, maybe what if I can make the audience feel a certain emotion, like a normal director would. And the second reason is I like to daydream a lot, and some of the ideas that come across in my head, I'm like, oh, that would be a good film to make. So, yeah.
I was also wondering, maybe what your greatest learning lesson was from production, something that was maybe unexpected or that you're going to carry with you into the making of your next film.
What was the question?
Like a learning lesson, something that you took away from
Oh yeah, it was really hard, and it took me months to actually start editing, because I like to procrastinate a lot. So, yeah.
So took me a while to realize that when you color correct a shot, you can copy and paste it instead of doing it over and over again to every other shot. But also just, I feel like the most important thing I took away is to pay attention to just audio for me. It makes a big difference in the movie, and yeah.
I learned that sometimes it's the simple ideas that are the better ideas, because I'm a big nerd. So in the beginning of the program, I wrote like this huge idea, like that was way too ambitious. But then I ended up filming my movie in a day because I had a very simple idea that wasn't even for the film festival, it was for English class. And then we reshot it and made it funnier for the film festival, and I'm really proud of how it worked out.
Well, I had my first one is that I think it just made me realize that just like how we all have such different skills and we're all really good at like different things, and obviously all of our films turned out really great, but just like seeing other people's like shots and being like, wow, that was really cool, I could have never thought of that, or seeing like a plot twist or a concept, and I'm like, it's just so cool how different everyone is and how their brains work. It's really cool. But Misho said that, and I can copy and paste. Oh my God. I had to do a mask over this one for so many of those shots. And then like a quarter of the way through, I went, wait a minute, I can copy and paste. And this is gonna cut like so much time. So that, yeah, that too.
I didn't know I could copy and paste. So I had to color correct a bunch of different interviews, and what I mean by color correct is like adjust the blue, adjust the highlight, like 15 minutes of like figuring out what looks good and then taking a picture of it and then doing like 16 other clips. But had I known that would have been great. But I think that it's definitely a process, and I think that the big thing is that you have to care about what you're doing. Whether it's in film or whatever else. But if you care about it, you're gonna get through it, especially if it's a big project. The passion is really what like gets you all the way to the end, because if you don't care, you're not gonna make it halfway through. And the reason why I've finished this film, having like 9 hours of raw footage, is because I am very passionate about this. So I just think that like applying your passion to things is what's gonna get it done. And if you're not passionate, then it's not going to get done.
Two of the biggest lessons that I learned from being a part of NCTV with the film festival was that one of the things that I definitely struggled with was dreams of like what I wanted my first film to look like versus expectations of what it actually turned out. Like many of us had actually like made or created demos of like our first versions of what our ideal film would look like. And when we first initially get the cameras, we're all so excited to film. You know, we want to like meet all of our little like imaginary scenarios of what our film was going to look like. And we realize that it's a lot more challenging than it looks. And so I've definitely struggled with having to realize that not everything can be so like ambitious, can also be achieved like successfully. However, another lesson that I learned, especially with this, was that with most things in life, I just remember to have fun, and that to not necessarily take the whole process of creating a film super seriously, and that you just, you know, enjoy the moment of just creating a film with people that you like to work with, and just remember to have fun.
From you all about any specific films or process? Yes, sir.
Where are you going to film school? Oh, I'm going to the new school in New York City.
I'm curious, how many of you had never picked up a camera, or maybe not a camera, but a video camera, and tried to shoot something other than on your iPhone before this class?
Any other audience questions? Yes, in the back.
Congratulations. You're all very wise.
Anybody want to tackle that one?
All right. Wow.
Yeah?
All right. I don't know if we're going down the line or something. Mine was time. Senior year, I got through junior year and everyone's like, junior year is your hardest year. Then after that, senior year is so easy, like you're gonna fly through it. And I'm like, oh yeah, cool. So I have time to do this whole thing. And we got ready in the fall. And then I had no time to do anything at all. It was really stressful. So it took much longer to do this film than I had originally planned. So time was definitely the biggest obstacle. But
so our project was cursed. So every time we tried to film, something horrible happened and we couldn't film.
It was a disaster. Literally every single time we tried to film, something went wrong.
Sick. Ollie sprained her ankle. It was just like disaster after disaster. You got COVID.
It was really bad. It was really bad. But yeah.
One thing that I struggled with was time management. Being a teenager is really difficult, especially having to do with, being a graduate, having to deal with graduation, plans for ball, and everything about high school. That was definitely a challenge that I had to learn how to overcome, and I definitely just a lot of planning and also a lot of communication with all of the other actors that I've had help with creating the film, and with everyone at NCTV, I figured out that communication was definitely something that helped with the issue of time management and just me being super busy with being a graduate.
Something I struggled with was deciding to actually make a movie. Because, like I said, I was ambitious in the beginning of the year. I gave up fully. I told Mark, or I didn't tell Mark, I just left. He did track me down. And while Misho here was working on his movie, the NCTV, he ended up showing Mark our English video where we also kidnapped Shakespeare. And Mark loved it, and he convinced me, 2 weeks ago, to refilm it, remake it for the film festival. And I don't regret it at all. It was really fun. I really appreciate you tracking me down and making me do it. And I also had fun being an actor for his movie and making the song for it.
So probably the biggest thing that I had wasn't like a physical or like a technical obstacle, was just having to process that my movie will not be perfect. And I did this program last year too, which kind of helped me think of it this way, but I'm not really here to make an Oscar-winning short film. I'm just here to make my film, and I don't think my film is perfect or anywhere near that, but it's just, I'm happy with it, just because I made it, and I made it with my friends also, so yeah.
Where do I begin? Okay, so the audio was really challenging to figure out because I didn't have a boom, which is like one of those stick microphones. And I was just using the camera microphone, which was really bad. So it came up with like kind of bad audio, but it was like the best I could do. And then scheduling was really hard to find like all the actors to meet up at a time where like no one's busy, cause like basically like the main star, which is Albina, she was like almost always busy. So that's kind of what like triggered my procrastination, because I kind of gave up on scheduling. And also I simply just didn't want to get out of bed in the morning. That's basically it.
Yes, Ms. Dell.
speed lightning. You learn editing, so you learn writing, you learn directing, you learn editing. I'd love to hear from each of you in one word. What was your favorite? Just go all the way down. What do you feel most aligned with?
Editing.
Filming.
Writing.
Audio.
Editing.
Editing.
Oh, wait.
And then one question for the two of you here is, did it come out better than you had thought it did? Did it come out different than you thought it would?
I don't know how to say this. I think it came out better than I expected.
It's really good.
I'm just going to chime in a little bit. I agree. This is, I say it all the time. It's hard to make a film. It's really hard to make a film when you're in high school, when there's so much going on. And I think my students will agree. There were times where I was like, guys, what are you doing? We have to shoot this. We have to edit this. And I just want to say so much appreciation for all of you for really pulling through. This is such a great opportunity. This program is such a great opportunity with so many lessons, not only in film, but just in life in general. How to work with people, how to schedule, how to follow through, how to have perseverance. I don't want to get too emotional, but I'm so proud of you all. So thank you. Any last questions? Yes, in the back.
I recognize many of you being on stage with doing a stage company. How was it different to act from the stage to act on the film?
Okay, well, first let me say this. We were allowed to mess up, so thank God.
As opposed to being live.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it honestly felt the same but different. I don't know how to describe it, but I don't know. It felt. I don't know. It felt the same but different. It felt like it felt good to act. Like, I don't know, just acting has always been inside of me, so I just love it, whether it's live or in front of a camera, so.
Have you been in theater?
I would say after being in a lot of Dreamline productions, it's kind of echoing what was said down there. Like, it's a lot less stressful because you're allowed to make as many mistakes as you really need to get a good shot, instead of being on stage and screwing up a line and being like, oh, well, that's it for the night. But overall, I would say kind of what I've heard echoed in the past from a lot of other people that have gone from like stage to like film, which is essentially like less is more in filming movies instead of like on stage where it's like big gestures, which I think I still did a lot of those. So I'm kind of critiquing myself on that, but a lot more is like less is more, and it picks up better in filming.
You're great, Dylan.
Yeah, so I'd recently gotten into acting. It was something that I was like contemplating for like a year of doing, and so I've had a lot of guidance with like the directors who've like helped me figure out like how to like navigate like acting as like a beginner. And when I like directed like myself for my short film, I found it was a lot different as to being guided by someone else, as to being the boss of whatever I wanted to do. And so I found that very freeing in a sense. And so I like the idea of just like directing myself on what I should allow myself to do and portray in the film.
Anybody else want to chime in? One more?
You want to? The first time I did a Dreamland Stage Company musical was in the 5th grade, which is like a long time ago now. And again, like Dylan said, on stage, more is more. You want to be big, you want to be like a really loud person. But in filming, it's the opposite. And we actually, for Misho's movie, we shot all my lines twice because this was the first time I was acting with in front of a camera, and I had no clue how to do it. So Mark gave me some great advice, and it was to, the first time around, just do it how I would think is right. And then the second time around, I whispered all my lines. And I think you actually ended up only using the whispering lines because the whisper like really helped all the lines come out more naturally, and just, again, the whole idea of less is more, and especially with Misho's like emotional and like just the context of the movie, it was perfect advice. And yeah, it was just less is more is great advice.
Oh, I'm just gonna add a little plug. Come see Legally Blonde and SpongeBob here at the Dreamland. More information at the Dreamland website on the internet.
And I'll follow that with, I know we have some younger people in the room. If you saw something that you liked, or you are inspired by something, or if you have an idea, this program is just really giving people, young people, the opportunity to put their ideas into film form. So we have a sign-up sheet for next year. Even if you're just kind of wondering about it, give us your name, your email. We'll let you know when it's happening. And I think we'll wrap it up. Is that cool? Thank you so much for coming, everybody. Thank you so much.